All right, so I unfortunately do not have a six-person audience to do my informative speech in front of. Due to work and my busy life, I just kind of didn't have time to get this done. But nonetheless, here's my actual informative speech. Hopefully, I can still get some credit for this. We've all been there, lonely at night, maybe studying, doing homework, just watching TV, just feeling alone. And I know everybody probably wishes that they had a companion. Um, what if I told you that someone out there needed you just as much as you need them? Pets really do make up a big part of companionship. They're really great just to cure loneliness and be good company to everybody. The ASPCA estimates that approximately 6.5 million animals will enter into United States shelters per year. 3.3 million of those will be dogs. And of those 3.3 million, 670,000 of them will not get adopted that year. And a lot of shelters are kill shelters, so they will be euthanized if they're not adopted in a certain amount of time. It's a sad realization of just how many helpless animals there really are out there in the world that get killed each year just because they don't have anybody to take care of them. As humans, I think that it's our responsibility to not only protect animals from harm and things like that, but also just to take care of them in general. They need us. There are many benefits from adopting a pet from a shelter rather than buying from a breeder or someone that you find online selling puppies. Most of the time, breeders and private sellers don't really care about their animals. They're just using them to profit and make money from selling their litters. Many shelter animals will have already been given all of their shots, so that's another good point. They offer shots and vaccines and also spade, neuters, microchipping, usually at a lower cost than if you were to take an animal to the vet. And they do all that prior to you having to adopt them. So all of that's already done and good to go by the time you pick up your animal from the shelter to give them their forever home. I think shelters offer these services just because it's ensuring that people really do care about the animal. It helps them just give that animal a better home and a better chance of not ending up back in a shelter, especially the microchipping. The microchipping will be very useful if the dog ever runs away or gets lost. It will help them get back to their home safer and easier. I've always been an animal lover. Especially when it comes to dogs, I've always had them. All my pets have been shelter pets, and they've been the best animals ever. So, to me, it's really important to not see animals just locked in small kennels in shelters, day after day, not having anyone to play with or hang out with, and just make them feel loved. I don't think that I would like it if I was an animal and just never felt love from a human. Um, Animals will always show you their gratitude and their gratefulness. It'll be just a great feeling for you. If I had the opportunity, I would like to work with an animal adoption advocate service. I follow this one on Facebook as well as just online. They have a website, and I followed their organization for a while. Their mission really compels me to just help more and do what I can to try to either donate to the ASPCA or donate to local shelters, just in hopes of getting animals homes, their forever homes. One that I follow, it's called, the main one that I follow is called Animal Advocates. They actually just shelter and foster puppies and dogs that have been abandoned, and then they try to find them forever homes. They do home visits before and after you adopt one of their animals just to make sure that they are going to a good home and not to someone that's going to neglect them or, abuse them or just not really give them a good home. Because a lot of people, sadly, will do that. They'll get an animal and then end up not being able to take care of it or not spending time with it, and that's just not good for the pet. I know that I'm not going to be able to be the one to save all the animals, although I would love to. But animals don't really get the choice of where their life's going to end up, or how it's going to turn out. So it really is our job and our responsibility to take care of them. They're really dependent on us. When you hear facts regarding how many animals are in shelters and how many of them get euthanized each year, it's really sad, and it kind of makes you just think like, wow, that's so many. If it was the other way around, like if it was humans that were waiting to be, adopted and just stayed in kennels all day long, and if they didn't get adopted, then they would be put to sleep and killed. It's kind of just a big slap in the face, like, wow. It's scary. Adoption can be such a rewarding thing, not only for you but also for your pet. So I really urge guys to just think about it next time you go to get an animal. And I hope if you learned anything from this speech, it's that the facts are scary, and hopefully you can get your next pet from a shelter.